Walmart's warning, and what this means for your Social Security check. It's all highlighted right here in this article, which I will be popping up on the screen for in just a minute, so you can see exactly what they're saying. And as the biggest retailer across the entire globe, Walmart is coming out with these warnings. This is something we certainly need to be very vigilant to and pay attention to, because at the end of the day, this is going to impact, well, a huge percentage of the population, a lot of seniors and people with disabilities, and again, fixed income beneficiaries, which is why I want to focus on what they're saying, the people out of Walmart, the CEO in their recent earnings call, as well as Walmart spokespeople, what they're saying, and again, how this directly pertains to you and your fixed income monthly benefit. Got a lot to talk about, and again, I think we all recognize this has been such a weird year, but as we approach the end of May, so as I film this video right now, we're rapidly approaching the last few days here of May, and this is very important to pay attention to. Now, I'm going to pop this up in just a second so you can see exactly what they're saying, but I want to explain exactly these warnings out of Walmart, because first off, what is Walmart known for? Well, low prices. That's about it, right? If you were to come together and ask anybody out there on the street, hey, who's the biggest retailer out there that has low prices? Every single person, I would think, is going to say, Walmart? Isn't that pretty obvious? Yeah, exactly. They're known for their low prices. Compared to some of the other retail options we may have, which there's a ton of them, you can essentially get the exact same items somewhere else for a premium, right? I'm not sure about you. I don't like doing that. I like saving money. I like a discount. I like free stuff, right? I like coupons. I like getting a deal. I'm seriously, I'm just being real with you. I do. I love getting a discount on virtually everything. Walmart is a great option, right? It's a really, really good option. And but anyway, I want to point this out for you. Let's pop this up right here, right now, and let's talk about the details of this. Okay, so Walmart was recently out in their earnings call, which they do quarterly. The CEO, as well as a spokesman out of Walmart, was also out suggesting that Walmart, the leader in low prices across the board, will be raising prices later this month. And here's the most significant part about this that I want to point out. Not only are they going to be raising prices later this month, which we're approaching the last few days here of May as I film this video, but not only later this month will they be raising prices, but in June, as they indicate very clearly here in this article as well, in June they're also going to be increasing prices. Why? Because they're greedy? No, that's not why. Because of the tariffs. We've known about this. So these tariffs, here's the situation. And again, you're probably sick of hearing about this by now from everybody and their uncle talking about this, but let me just point this out super fast. The tariffs, depending on the situations of them, depending on where they finally settle, the percentages on different countries, and all kinds of different details about them. But here's the situation. We're likely going to see a one-time price adjustment because of the tariffs higher, right? So unlike the inflation that we saw back in, say, 2021, 2022, 2023, where it just kept going up and up and up and up and up and up, and we're all like, dude, when is it going to stop? This is crazy, right? But rather than that, we're likely going to see a one-time, maybe a two-time adjustment to prices because of the implementation of the tariffs. Well, Walmart is making it very clear right here, right now, in this article and in the releases that they've had, we need to adjust our prices. Why? The tariffs have increased prices on their pricing. They can't keep absorbing that margin compression, right? In other words, meaning prices go up on their goods, right? They need to make a profit to stay in business. I mean, that's just how business works. They have to make money somewhere to pay the employees, to keep the lights on, to pay the rent, all the things like that, to put merchandise on the shelf. They have to make a little bit of money, and that's just okay. That's how business works, right? They need to make a little bit of profit to keep all that going. But point being is that with that being said, their margins are being squeezed so much because of the tariffs, they must raise prices and pass that on to the consumer. Who's the consumer? You and me, the end consumer, us, the people buying stuff from the stores. So we are the ones that will ultimately brunt the end of the cost here, the increased price, which we knew. This is no shock at all. This should be no surprise. We've talked about this before. We know that we're going to be the ones paying for these tariffs at the end of the day. The majority of it. Some companies out there may absorb it in the margin a little bit, and maybe not make as much profit and just say we'll absorb some of this. But for the most part, we're going to be the ones paying the majority of these tariffs, right? But here's the situation. They also indicate in the article here that June, they're going to see some price increases later this month, but June is also when we're going to see more price increases. That concerns me. But again, not shocking. Why? We've talked about this for a few weeks now. Well, we're saying this much. We're likely not going to see the major impacts of the tariffs until June. I've been saying that for a while now. You've seen me talking about it in videos. I've been saying it for a while. For the, April, when we had Liberation Day and we had all this back and forth and volatility and indecision and, uncertainty on tariffs and all this stuff like this, in April and May, it's like, okay, everything looks fine. Everything looks rosy. Everything looks peachy. Everything looks great. Yes, this is awesome, right? But what I've been saying for a while now is we're not going to see the impacts of that until we start to see the data coming out in June and July, and that's when it's going to get ugly. That's when we're going to see the major impacts of this. Walmart is making it very clear right here, right now, in these releases, end of May and June is when we're going to see those adjustments in price. In other words, it means we need to pay more starting in the end of May and June just at Walmart. But what about all the other retailers that we shop at and all the other places that are also already adjusting their prices and have been for a little while, maybe front-running these prices because of the tariffs? Do you kind of see this? Okay, now really fast here. What does this mean for Social Security? Well, here's a couple things that it means. It means actually a couple different things that I want to point out for you super fast. Number one, it means compression of purchasing power. In other words, what I mean by that is you have $100 today. What does $100 get you today? Anybody's guess. Not much. Not much. $100 doesn't get you much today. $100 in a month from now, does it get you the same goods and services? The answer is going to be no, it's not. We already know that. Prices are rising. It might not be much less, but it's going to be definitely less, right? So whatever you could buy today for $100 is not going to be the same as what you can buy for that same $100 in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It's going to be different. Why? Prices will continue to rise. Therefore, the amount of goods, groceries that you have in your basket that you buy for $100 today, that basket's going to continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller over the coming days, weeks, and months here. Okay, that's number one. Purchasing power is going to continue to compress and deplete. Now, something else I want to point out as well, and I've been saying this a little bit lately as well, which is we're likely going to see the major price increases as in the impacts of the tariffs and inflation coming in June, July, August. Mainly kind of the summer months, realistically, is when we're going to see the major impacts of the tariffs. What also happens during that time? They gather the inflation data, July, August, and September, to determine how much of a COLA you're going to be getting. My point being, we could nail it here when it comes down to the COLA raise, as in we could be locking in, if the price increases really do come in June, July, August, September, kind of during these 3 months that are most critical, we could see the peaking of inflation during that time, which would be the best case scenario for Social Security beneficiaries, as that would increase your COLA the most. Does all that make sense a little bit? I hope so. Anyway, a lot of things that are happening right here. And again, we're getting these warnings right out of Walmart as well as so many other retailers that are out there. Anyway, hey, we all need to save a ton of money right now. Do yourself a huge, huge favor. See this phone number right here? This phone number right here is your trusted team of advisors to help you with your Medicare. And again, it could be anything in regards to Medicare, your Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage, initial enrollment into Medicare if you're turning 65, if you're retiring, or if you're moving across state lines or county lines. Call them, seriously, right there. It's a 100% free service. It's a team of trusted advisors. They're working on your behalf right now, every single day. They're helping you. By the way, thousands and thousands and thousands of you here in this community have already called them. I've seen the numbers. It's absolutely incredible. So many of you have called. So many of you are saving a ton of money. It's amazing to see how much money a lot of you are saving, which, by the way, the average senior is saving $1,100 by simply calling them. A 5, 10, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call is saving a ton of money. By the way, that is not guaranteed. That's just the average savings. Hopefully you save more than that. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. That's just the average. But anyway, they have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. They're looking through them to help those of you here in this community, you, with this exclusive phone number and your Medicare. They're looking through all the plans to find you a better plan, better coverages, better fit, better pricing, and they're doing all that for free to help you. So you can see the doctors, the providers you want to see, the networks you want to be within, the offices, the clinics you want to go to, the prescription needs if you have any at all. They're doing all of that for those of you here in this community with this phone number right there. Again, it'll connect you with a team of trusted advisors, and they will help you navigate your Medicare. Another thing I want to point out super fast, we're only a few months out from annual enrollment. I know it sounds weird, like, no, we're not. Yes, we're only a few months out from annual enrollment. Guess what happens during annual enrollment? Everybody and their brother is shopping for Medicare plans. Don't be at the back of the line. Be at the front of the line. Be at the very beginning, the front of the line. Who wants to be at the front of the line? We all do. Who wants to be at the back of the line? Nobody, right? Point being, call them now. Write this phone number down. Take a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do. Write it down. Call them now. Establish that communication and have them shop plans. Have them review your situation. And then they will find you a better plan. And if you're in the situation where you can't change your plan now, during annual enrollment, literally, time ticks over in annual enrollment. You push a button, you got yourself a better plan, you got yourself better coverages, you saved a ton of money, and all the other people and their brother are still standing in line, and you're sitting there with a huge smile on your face saying, I just saved a ton of money. I just got better coverages. I'm already done. And all these other people are standing in line, and you're at the front of the line. How incredible is that, right? Establish that communication now before it's too late. You'll be super glad that you did. Otherwise, let me ask you a huge favor. Who do you know? I know you know a few people. Think of 1, 2, 3 people that you know. Friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your favorite cashier at the local grocery store, your favorite cashier at the local pharmacy, or the mail person, the garbage man, anybody like that. Please share this phone number with them so they can also get some assistance with their Medicare. Again, that's an exclusive number for those of you here in this community. That phone number is your exclusive phone number for those of you here in this community to get some assistance with your Medicare. Anyway, give them a call. You'll be super glad you did. When you save a ton of money, leave me a comment down below. When you get better coverages, leave me a comment. And then when your friends, family, and social media also get better coverages and save a ton of money, you get to be the hero to them. Anyway, if you're new here, if you've not done so, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Feel free to check out the other 5,000 plus videos here on the channel in the video library. Please share this video. Big share button right down below as well. Thank you so much. Otherwise, check out the other thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library. And popping up on your screen in just a minute, you'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, have a nice day. Take care. And I look forward to seeing you again soon in the very next video.